All right, we're going to talk about the law of right action. And if you're feeling shame in your business, it's not laziness, not because you're lazy or that you suck at life or you suck at business or money is not going to flow to you. It's because you lack the strategy. So most entrepreneurs, they don't feel like they're good enough marketers. They don't feel good enough. Their self-worth is low. They feel like somebody else deserves that title of being the top producer, but that's not true. That's not a seat that you want to put yourself in. It's really just because you lack the clarity. They have it, you don't. You lack the strategy, they have it, and you don't. So when you don't have a strategy, you guess. And when you guess, think about it. You spin, you get behind. If you keep going in that energy, that shame grows in silence, but the clarity will shrink that shame. Okay. So I know that this is so true because there was a time when I was sitting like a few chairs over. This is my house in good old Danville, California. Sitting a few chairs over. I've had this dining room table for a very long time, and I was creating my podcast cover art. I was selling things on Amazon. I was a top producer at my mortgage company. I was writing a book that I completed, but like I didn't put all the love and attention and like it was on the best international bestseller list for like 8 hours and then I never even nurtured it again. So I lacked clarity. I thought like, oh, if I just work enough hours, if I just spin my wheels enough and stay on this little hamster wheel, like my little hamster thing here. So if I stay on it long enough, everything will be fine. I'll just have $1 million in the bank. That's not true. I was absolutely unclear. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't weak. I wasn't broken. It was just I lacked the clarity and the strategy. And I want you to know, which is lesson number 3 today. I'm going to dive into lesson number 1, number 2, and number 3. So you get 3 free 99 lessons today on how to build clarity because clarity equals energy equals money. If you have the clarity plus the strategy, you're going to get the energy in order to get the money. Okay. So I'm Tiffany Rose. In case you are new to my world, I coach loan officers and entrepreneurs, help them with all things marketing, mindset, and time management. Because if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to do the action item or time block to make the room in your workday to do that, to apply the marketing strategy to close the clients and serve people at a highest level. So mindset, time management, marketing strategy, all things, no one-to-one marketing, one-to-many. So if you're new, listen up and I'm going to give you some, again, free 99 stuff today and some freebies, some mini courses, a daily sheet. I'll talk about all that today and let's dive into it. So lesson number 1 is shame is a clarity problem. So if you don't know what to do and you're guessing and you're reacting and you're spinning, shame isn't failure. It's just you being confused. So there's something called the law of right action. So I want you to think about this and I'll give you some marketing examples. So when you're confused in your workday, like I know that I'm here and I don't have the clients that I want, and I don't want to say that, I don't want to assume, where they say if you assume, you make ASS out of you and I. So if you assume then that means that that I'm assuming that you're broke. I don't want to assume that. I want to let's assume that you're doing great amounts of business. You just want to do even better. There's always room to grow as an entrepreneur, but there's something standing in the way from wherever you're at in your business to where you want to get to. Let's say doubling your business. So let's say you're closing 5 closings a month and you want to get to 10. There's a gap. There's something in there that you're not doing, whether it's tools, whether it's investing in more knowledge, more skills. And I don't want to say like paying for talents because we're all born with gifts and talents. It's just the tools, skills, and knowledge on how to like apply that so you can bridge the gap between where you are right now and where you want to get to, aka your future self. But there's something called the law of right action. So some examples of this are maybe it's if I want to take action in my workday and because I have great work ethic and I like to work and I want $1 million in the bank, what's the best way, highest and best use of my time today? Instead of going on that coffee appointment with, let's say you're a loan officer and it's like a real estate agent coffee meeting, that's a 1-to-1, probably a 3-hour total event between getting ready, driving, whatever, Pomodoro effect, getting your brain refocused on diving back into whatever you were going to do, like your day's shot just from that one coffee appointment. So maybe the law of right, you did the law of action, you took action, which I celebrate you for, but let's get you on the law of right action. A better opportunity for that is to run a video, record that, run a Zoom room, record it, and whoever you're going to bring to coffee, hop on Zoom with them, use ChatGPT to come up with an outline of what you're going to talk about. So they fire three questions at you, you fire three questions. What does your community need to hear from both of you? And then you can stop, record, and maybe have a little powwow about how what that relationship is going to look like, how you're going to feed each other leads, how you're going to, whatever, serve your community at a higher level. You record that. You can, if it's 10, 15, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, now you have a talk about the law of right action instead of that one-on-one, unrecorded, unoutlined, agendaed, non-agendaed meeting, a coffee in person. Now you just did like a 30, let's say it's 30 minutes recording. You have a YouTube that's going to serve people. It's evergreen, so it's going to sit up there forever and have more eyes on your products and services. And it's going to help them out of their pain, help them with the solution. You can repurpose as a podcast. You can chop it up using AI apps. I have a ton of those in my coaching programs that I give my students. And you can put that into something called, like there's an option is Opus Clips, and it'll chop that long form meeting that you had with that real estate agent, and it'll create like 10, 20, 30 different clips. You can pre-schedule them on all your social media platforms. That, my friend, is the law of right action. So wrong, like taking action, but it's a law of wrong action is that one-on-one coffee versus recording it on Zoom and repurposing that video recording everywhere. You also, when you do these kinds of activities with your referral partners or potential referral partners, you build a stronger relationship. When I get off of a podcast with somebody, whether I was the guest or they were my guest, I just feel like I love them. I feel a connection to them. So you create that intimacy, that connection, and really essentially you earn the right to ask for business. So get clear on what kind of action you want to take in your day, in your week, in your month, in your quarter, not your year, in your next quarter. I want you working off a 12-week year. So lesson number 2, strategy creates emotional security. So when I see my new students come to me and they're like, feel like they're a wreck, they're like, Tiff, I just need help. Like I need guidance. I don't know what to do. They have no idea what the law of right action should even be, what their options are, how to do it. So, and this is why I rely so heavily on mindset, marketing strategy, time management. By the way, if you want a daily sheet and a free course on this, then look somewhere in the show notes, the description. I give you a free daily sheet called What You Celebrate Replicates, and I also give you a mini course that's in my housed in Kajabi that you can have access to. And if you want access to one of my free upcoming webinars or master classes for free 99, then click, I believe, up here and opt in, and there'll be a landing page with all the details, and show up and talk to me live. I would love to see your beautiful soul show up live. So when people come to me and they're emotionals because they're off kilter, they have no action, they don't know what they're doing in their day, which is why the daily sheet helps. They have no idea on what the options are, which is why like my mini course and my live webinars help. And that strategy, those things that you learn by being in my world and being in a mastermind, you learn the things that will make you clear, and then therefore you're not emotional anymore. So I'll give you like an example, better said. Alex Hormozy says when you're sad, it's because you feel like you ran out of options, like you worked your butt off, nothing's working, I've exhausted anything and everything that's available. That's not true. When I give you options, when I give you a strategy, now you have hope, you have clarity, you have a clear plan. Now you're not emotional anymore. So there's a movie that I love, by Pay It Forward. Kevin Spacey's in it. I don't know. It turns out I think he's like a weirdo or something, judging by my stuff that I researched. But anyways, so there's a movie called Pay It Forward, and Kevin Spacey plays the role. I forget the name, the role he played, but he had a ritual, like a routine every day, because it calmed his nervous system, because it gave him a strategy to manage his day. And here's something I want you to write down or make a note of. Your nervous system is your best business asset. So when you can regulate your nervous system with a plan, a strategy, clarity, it takes you out of that emotion. So strategy creates emotional security. No more wondering what to do, feeling like you exhausted everything. That's such a common thing that my students come to me with. I'm like, no, you didn't. Do you have your CRM dialed in? Have you ran meta ads? Have you tried to like hook value, call to action it? What is your call to action? Do you have a calendar? link? Do you like write down your daily sheet? Do you have clarity in your day? Do you celebrate your gratitude in the morning? Like, there's so much that you can do. Even just picking three things and going all in on that. This is how you win, right? This is how you get better at those strategies. But like, there's a plethora of strategy, and when you are trying to do all of it, you're a jack of all trades, master at none, and you spin. You're emotional, and you lack that clarity. So. Lesson number three, I'm going to pull it all, tie it all in together for you. Clarity equals energy equals money. So I gave you in lesson number one the clarity of like, what is the law of right action? What's the difference between one-to-one marketing and one-to-many? Strategy number two is like, now that you have that clarity, build it out and map it out. Have a blueprint in your day, your week, your quarter, because now when you have the clarity plus the strategy, it's going to give you the energy, the good feels, put you in the good money mindset to actually get the money coming in. So hope that was helpful to you. Make sure you like, follow, comment, ask questions. I love my team and I go back in the comments and we love to answer questions and it's free. So if you have broke lender, broke entrepreneur mindset, you showed up here because you're like, something's got to give. I feel like I'm living in lack or I have my months or feast or famine. Ask some questions. Download the mini course. Grab a spot with my team. Get on with them. They'll talk about your goals, how we can help you win better because clarity plus strategy will give you the energy to get the money. So see you on the next one.